Is The Last of Us Remake a bad idea? The Last of Us released back in 2013 to almost perfect critical acclaim from both fans and critics. It set Sony on a path of creating blockbuster story-driven games using mature themes and direction. Uncharted 2 was a hit, but it seemed like Sony needed a new IP to be a massive hit to continue, with story-driven games with massive budgets. The Last of Us did that, so why the hell are they remaking The Last of Us? Is The Last of Us remake a bad idea or a good idea? The only reason I can see them remaking it is simply for a cash grab. This is a different kind of content I make on this channel, but I just have to articulate my thoughts. I love The Last of Us. The Last of Us was my favourite game of all time until Ghost of Tsushima released, and I'm currently working on a review for The Last of Us, so I couldn't believe that The Last of Us was being remade from the ground up for a few reasons. 1. The game isn't even a decade old yet, and The Last of Us Part 2 really only innovated on artificial intelligence and graphics. 2. The amount of franchises that have been dead for close to 2 decades are ready for remakes and could turn into blockbuster levels of success if Sony took the risk. And 3. The Last of Us Part 2 just came out. With the resignation of Sean Layden, Sony seems to be going in an anti-consumer direction. Sony is primarily focused on massive blockbuster games like The Last of Us, God of War, Spider-Man, etc., leaving their old franchises behind. Seriously, how many of you want a Sly Cooper remake, or an infamous 1 and 2 remake, or even a Jak and Daxter remake, among many others? I know I do, and I know many others have put that idea out there, and those ideas would clearly sell. But you know what I didn't see? The Last of Us remake. What actually could be remade in The Last of Us without risking the destruction of what made The Last of Us great? Naughty Dog could update the graphics and animations and improve AI. That's literally it. If they change anything in the story, at least the way the story is told, it could jeopardize the game entirely. The pacing was almost perfect and the cutscenes were genuinely groundbreaking at the time and turned me into a Sony fanboy. Are they going to remodel Joel and Ellie's design to suit The Last of Us show with the casting of Pedro Pascal and Bella Ramsey? Because literally no one I have spoken to wants that. Even the gameplay can barely change. The Last of Us Part 2 was a technical marvel, but that wasn't because of the gameplay. Take the nice graphics away and the occasional new animation, and all you have is Last of Us, but with slightly better AI. That's about it. That's it. So how do you even remake a game that the sequel could barely innovate from? Not only that, but Sony decided to cancel a potential Days Gone sequel because it was too risky? Anyone remember Uncharted 1? It was actually pretty bad, but the story was decent, and then Uncharted 2 came out and blew everyone away, so now Sony won't even take basic risks to create a new massive franchise. The foundation was there for Days Gone 2, but Sony chose to cancel it despite putting millions in for the first game. Surely they saw a potential franchise in it, but for some reason they just said, nah, you know what mate, it was slightly worse than our other games, so we're not going to bother with it. I don't know what's going on at Sony, but they have basically ditched Japan studios that created some of Sony's best games as well. The problem that I'm seeing now is the term blockbuster games. Sony is treating game development like movies when creating video games is the complete opposite of movie making. Movies are hard to make, don't get me wrong, but creating games, especially games like The Last of Us 2, requires the extreme dedication of crunch and has so many moving pieces. It's amazing Sony studios have been so consistent over the PS4 generation. The point is, The Last of Us remake is simply a cash grab, and if Sony are accepting the transformation of one of their most popular franchises turning into a cash grab, then I have almost no hope for the PS5 generation, but that is a doom and gloom point of view. We have God of War Ragnarok, Spider-Man 2 and Horizon. There are more coming, but all those games are very samey. The game design of those games are so similar and will ruin the diversity of Sony exclusives. I don't know, I'm just very worried what this Last of Us remake means for the future of the PlayStation brand and what it means for the fans of the franchise. Last of Us Part 2 already had quite a, let's say, polarising reaction because of the story, which is mainly the thing that made The Last of Us as big as it is, the storytelling. It's just a very odd time for me because I'm making a review right now. It's just one of those things I had to get off my chest. It's a very different video, but I had to get my thoughts out there. What do you guys think? Leave your comments down below. Thank you for watching, and thank you for the support of all my subscribers. Really appreciate you guys.